Hello.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hi. Hi guys.
Hey.
So the movie that we're going to talk about today is Robert. It's written by French man Quentin Dupieux. Basically, it's about a killer tire that goes around a town in California, blowing up things like bunnies and birds and what was that other thing?
Human heads.
Right, human heads. Yeah.
Actually, I think we should give them a warning about this.
Yes, it's
Gore.
very,
Yes.
very, very gory.
There are also a few other things, like there's a little bit of nudity.
A language.
A little bit of language, yeah.
It's
Little bit. There's some very strong words.
strong words used, so it is not rated on Netflix.
Yeah, but we looked it up and it's rated R on IMDb, and
Yeah.
honestly, it's kind of understandable as to why
Yeah.
it is. So just, if you're under 17, but for some reason you really want to see this movie about a killer tire that blows up people's heads,
Go to your room, lock the door, put the earphones in, and make sure your family doesn't know about it.
Ignoring her.
make sure that you have parents' permission. If
Or
you're over
a parent
17,
present.
yeah,
Or-
and if you're over 17 like we are, so it's
YOLO.
completely legal, then you can watch it and just be prepared for gore and other stuffs.
And just to mention, this movie is not a horror movie, if that's what you're thinking.
It's supposed to be pretty funny, and actually it pretty much is.
It has its moments.
So, in case you know any of these actors, some of the lead actors in this are Steven Spinella. He plays Lieutenant Chad. Very, very important character. Jack Plotnick plays the accountant. Doesn't sound like a big role, but
He doesn't do much accounting in this film, just
No,
letting you know.
no.
a little bit. He does a little
He
bit
counts.
of money stuff.
He counts stuff, not telling you what kind of stuff, but
And Wings Hauser plays the man in the wheelchair. Also doesn't really sound like a big role, but it is. Oh, and Roxanne Mesquita plays, her name's Sheila. She's important,
yeah,
but
she's
not gonna
the main female lead, I guess.
not gonna really
The
give
only
anything away.
female lead.
Yeah, there's not really many
I think.
females in this movie, but so those are the main people. Oh, and the very, very important person, not really person, but the tire, Robert.
Yeah.
Even though we don't hear his name in the film.
Robert the Tire, he should get an Oscar.
He's a very deep, emotional character.
And you might be thinking, okay, this movie, it doesn't sound like it has much of a plot or any sort of storyline behind it. I mean, a tire blowing people's heads off. It sounds like a bad comic, but it's not.
Very deep, very
It
deep
was.
story.
It did have some really good points that made you think. And that's what I like about movies, not when they just blindly show you action scene after action scene or
My bad.
Oh, this movie had some
Global issues.
it's slightly, because the director was French. It has, I guess, maybe you could say some French humor. It doesn't really go along with what our traditional idea of humor was. Initially, that's what I thought. But I increased my awareness of the fact that French humor actually does have some similarities to what I consider the quintessential American humor that we have in movies. It had physical comedy with really exaggerated expressions and
Interesting acting.
Yes, the
Yes,
acting was
very interesting.
actually really good in this movie. It just really borders on
Being
over the
too
top,
much.
which made the movie what it is. There was also the gore that was presented in like a very comical way, like
Which
you think-
presents an ethical issue. Should
Yeah,
your
yeah.
kids be watching this?
should violence
Probably
be
not.
portrayed hilariously? Should murder be treated as a joke? I don't know.
Maybe.
Yes.
It was really funny in this situation, just saying. There was just a lot of, like, rude, dirty humor in the movie that also kind of goes along with what we do in our American...
With immature teenagers like us.
So as a comedy, I felt that this movie did fulfill its job in that sense. Also, the themes presented in this movie, such as, in the beginning, the person that Tori just mentioned, Lieutenant Chad,
Steven Spinella.
he had a really great monologue on kind of presenting what this movie was about, and he called it an homage to
No reason.
What does that mean? Well, you're gonna have to watch the movie to
Yeah.
find out.
So that's what this movie is about.
It was very mind-boggling, very much. Especially like the special effects made it very, very mind-boggling.
Yes.
Right?
Speaking of special effects, we're going to talk about a few of them. For example, how Steven Spinella and Quentin Dupieux, the director, he made it so that when he blew up things like rabbits and human heads, he made it look so lifelike. And I honestly believe that there was a real rabbit that died. And I was sad.
Ethical implications.
Ethical implications.
Meaning it probably wasn't, hopefully wasn't.
Hopefully no animals were harmed in the making of that film.
Yes, no animals. But I thought that was really lifelike, and he did a very good job. It was one of my favorite parts about the film, the special effects and how he executed those and made it real, so lifelike. And secondly, there's another part where Dupieux also does with the tire. He makes it look like it's doing things that are just natural.
It actually really humanized the tire in the sense.
Yes.
It
was so lifelike.
It was just doing actions where you're like, wow, it actually looks alive. Like, I'm scared
Wow,
that
it's
tire's
really
gonna come after
drinking
me.
water.
Like the rumbling. That part was really cool.
The
I showed that
tire-
to Shreya. She didn't get it. She was just like, what is it doing? I was like, I think
What?
it's drinking.
Oh my god, a tire's drinking water.
And then, like, after it blows up the things, it, like, rolls around and you can tell it's, like, so happy because it's all like, yeah,
It's like
I just
swimming
killed someone.
around.
The way the music is played at this,
Oh my
I
God.
give props to whoever is the music coordinator in this film because the
Kudos.
music is so ironic.
Yes.
That the fact that the tire just killed something so innocent like a rabbit, and it's just like this happy-go-lucky circus music that like it's just so funny
And then, of course, the very, like, almost like the Jaws theme music that plays before the tiger.
Yes.
It like, preys upon its neck.
Okay,
victim.
Shreya. Okay.
It was, that's what I felt like. I felt like it was a real predator. I don't know. They made that tire.
It was
so
very
alive.
creepy, but it was a very, very, very good movie.
Yeah.
maybe not very good, but so
Well, we each have our own ratings.
Yeah,
So
let's see.
following now. So, I give this movie 2 hats out of 5 because honestly, the plot wasn't very good, and there was really a lot of gore and violence, and the concept of the movie, I mean, a tire, really, that's the best, and it kills people by shaking itself, not really great, and I kind of found myself very bored in the back half of the movie. So, 2 hats it is. That's it.
hello there. I give this 3 hats out of 5. I thought that it was very funny, and although I do sort of agree with Jordan that the plot was not really a plot, I found it very entertaining. The whole thing about the gore and the blowing up the heads, that was very scary. When Trey and I watched it together, we screamed and I almost started crying. Not really, but it was pretty terrifying. But I thought overall it was pretty good. Not the best movie I've seen, but it was funny and entertaining, and we got to see what French humor was like, so that was kind of interesting. And, I mean, watching people blow up all the time, you know, that's awesome, right? Yeah, so 3 out of 5.
So, I happen to disagree with Jordan and Tori on this film, because this film was an homage to no reason. And that is kind of how I feel my life is, random, not making sense. So it's just, I really related to that no reason and just things that happen in the movie that make you laugh. I mean, and personally, I'm not a horror film fan at all. I don't like being scared. But the way they made the gore in this movie was really entertaining, and it just, the tire, he didn't have a reason for doing anything, and that's just what made it funny. And the special effects were actually really good for the tire, because there's some effects, like when they make the tire shake, it looked really realistic to me, and the plot was, actually, I guess at the end it didn't really tie together with me, which is why it doesn't get a full points, but I think that I enjoyed this French humor, and I'm probably going to watch more movies like this, or at least watch that movie again. So I give this movie 4 hats out of 5.
All right, so there you have it. Now,
Our first review.
we're very good. We're
Yeah.
proud of each other,
Now you guys know about Rubber.
and
Rubber.
you can go
hopefully-
see it.
Yeah, and if you guys do end up watching it, please leave comments below and let us know what you think.
Yeah.
And also leave
Give it your hat rating. How many?
Please do.
Post a
leave a
picture.
video
How many hats
response.
did you put
We
on
will
your
read
head?
them. Please post them down there. We'd be really excited to see what other people thought of this movie.
And also, if you don't want to watch this movie, or if you didn't think we covered it enough in our review, just let us know. We're
Leave a
always
comment below. We will try to be nice to you.
So anyway, that's pretty much it. So, thank you. And, well... No reason.
Ciao, darlings. Another time then.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Peace out, home skillet biscuit.